Let's take a look at another part modeling example in Onshape. And this is another drawing that I found on the internet. In this video, I'm going to do everything except the rib. The rib actually turns out to be way more complicated than it looks. I'm going to do another video, and it's actually going to be a pretty big video. So let's start modeling this. And I'm going to start out with the big 48 diameter circle and the hole going through the middle, and then that U-shaped geometry on the left-hand side. Let's start by selecting the plane called top. I will hold down the right mouse button and choose New Sketch. And let me change to View Normal to my sketch plane. And so let's start out with the circles locked into the origin. So let's start out with our first circle, and it'll be a diameter close to 48. And then another one, let's drag it out about yay big. Let me zoom in a little bit. And while we're at it, let's throw some dimensions in here. So this is going to be 48. And the inner one is going to be 24. And now for the U-shaped geometry, let me hit the keyboard shortcut P to turn off the plane display, just unclutter the screen a little bit. And I'm actually going to start out with a rectangle. I think if I make a center point rectangle, that'll be a little easier, and then make the circles after that. And so let me lock into the origin and drag it out about here. I'm going to make my rectangle. And let's see, one of the big dimensions, I want it to be about a width of like 16 and a height of, what is that? It looks like it's going to be 36 or so. Again, I don't have to get exact or even close, but I'm just choosing to do that. And so then let's start out creating our circles that will go along with it. So let's make a center point circle, and I'm going to lock right into the midpoint, and let's let it snap there. And then make another circle. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't snap into this. Let's just drag this out some distance. Now let's start changing some of the dimensions. So let's see, let's go to the dimension tool. And so the distance from here to, let me control from the center of the circle. Let's make that our 16. And let's see, we also want the outside radius of this is 18, but I'm just going to plug in the diameter of 36. And let's see, this is going to be a radius of 8, which corresponds to a diameter of 16. And let's see, what else do we need in here? We need the distance from the center of the other one. And this is going to be a value of 76. I got pretty close. And let's see, oh, it looks like we also need another rectangle in the middle. Let me go and create my center point rectangle, and let's do it. It's just locked in here. And let's see, I don't know, how wide is this supposed to be? This is supposed to be, oh yeah, it's supposed to lock right in there. Okay, so there we go. And everything is in black. I could trim away some of this stuff, but what the heck? I don't need to do that. I'm in Onshape. Let me hit the escape key in order to cancel out of creating more rectangles. I have enough geometry in my sketch. I'm getting away from the habit of trimming away anything that I don't need. And so for the first extrude, that is going to be a height of 50. Let's go to the extrude tool, and I will pick this face, and let's change its depth to 50. So that is good for this first one. I will hit the check mark. My sketch disappeared. Let me show it again. Now for my second extrude, this is going to be a height of 20. Let's go to the extrude tool, and I'm going to pick this face, and this face, and this face, and this one, and this one. And this is going to be a height of 20. And you'll notice that right now it is creating a New part, that is okay. You can see part 2 over here. It is in a different color because the geometry is not connected, but that is okay. I will take care of that when I make the flange next. Let's hit the check mark. I don't need to see sketch 1 anymore, so let's hide that. And so for the flange in the middle, the locating dimension is 35 from the top of this. So I am going to create a mate connector in order to locate a sketch plane. I'm big on using mate connectors these days for sketch planes as opposed to creating planes themselves. Let's go to the mate connector tool, and I'm going to lock it right into here. And let's move this. We want to move it in the Z direction. You know what? Can I flip this? Let's try hitting the flip button. I just want the blue arrow pointing up, and for the Z, I want this to be minus 35. There we go. That looks good, and I will hit the check mark. Let's right click on the mate connector. I'll do that right out of the feature list and create a new sketch. And right mouse click and choose view normal to the sketch. And so I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to achieve with this one. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it should be tangent on both sides. Maybe I'm wrong, but that is okay. I'm just going to go and let's create a line. I think it's supposed, oh, you know what? Let's go to our use project, and I'll grab this and this. And let's see, now let's try creating some lines. I think it goes right to here. I'm not so sure. And I'm just going to go and connect it here. Let's hit the escape key and create another line. I tried this just practicing and I made it tangent. It just didn't look right. But hey, maybe when you do it, you like the way that it looks. I did not. So I'm doing it the way that I want to do it. It's just a practice part from the internet. Now I'm throwing in some tangent constraints, and that is good for my sketch for the flange. Let me start renaming stuff. Let me call this my flange sketch and hit the check mark. And so there you can see the sketch that I have made. I'm going to hide the mate connector. I don't need it anymore for this. And let's see, let's create another extrude. And I will pick this face. Let's flip the direction. Right now it's creating a new part. Let's add. We're getting some red. Let's change the depth. This depth is supposed to be a value of 10. And it's still red. Let's change the merge scope to merge with all. We no longer have red. We have a single part because it is joining the two disparate pieces of geometry. And let me rename this and call it my flange. Is that a flange? I don't know. What would you call it? Let me hit the check mark in order to complete that. And so now I'm going to create the geometry on the right-hand side. Let me hit the keyboard shortcut P to turn on my plane display again. And let's see, let me rotate a little bit. I'm going to sketch on the plane called front. Let me right mouse click and hold, and I will create a new sketch. And once again, I always like to view normal to my sketch plane. Let me hit P to turn off my plane display. And for how I want to sketch this, I need to see on the inside of this extrude. And so let me go to the camera and render options drop down list, and let's change from shaded with edges to translucent. Now I can see inside of there. And once again, I'm going to start out with a rectangle, but I'm going to make a corner rectangle. And I'll make it about from here to about to here. And let's create some of the different circles. Let's go to the center point circle tool. I'll let it snap to the center of that line and then snap there. Snap to the center again and about over here. And let's see, for getting this where I want it to be, I want this to snap right into that inside of the cylinder. What will help in this case is I'm going to use the pierce constraint, and I'm going to rotate a little bit for a moment, and let's go to pierce this and this now gets locked on. Let me change back to viewing normal to the sketch plane. And let's see some of the other different dimensions that we want in here. Let's go to the dimension tool, and the distance from here to here is going to be a value of 15. Let me plug in that. And let's see, let's get this. This is supposed to be a radius dimension. Let's just trim in this case. I'm gonna trim just because I know I really don't need this stuff, and it's actually getting a little confusing for me to look at this. So let me change, let's see. There we go, that helps me. Let's go to dimension. I'm gonna dimension this, and this is going to be a radius of 15. And this is going to be a radius of, oh, that's actually going to be a diameter. This is going to be a diameter of 14. And let's see, we are still blue, and I think it's because we need to have some kind of other dimension. What dimension am I missing? It's going to be a 36 dimension that locates this from, let me hit P. Let's see, right from the center in here. And I'm just going to dimension right from there. And let's change that to a value of 36. And everything went black. That means that everything is fully constrained. Everything looks good there. And that's good for this sketch. I would rename it, except I can't think of a decent name to give it. And so let's rotate the model. And let's see, let's do our extrude. I'm going to stay in a translucent viewing mode for a moment. Let's change this to symmetric. And in the drawing, there's a dimension of 6 for the cut in the middle, and then there are the sort of flange width of 10 on each side. I'm just going to plug in the total value 26 here. And let's see, we are adding material. Everything looks good, so let me hit the check mark, and I'm just going to go out of translucent for a moment. Let's go back to shading with edges. And the last feature that I'm going to make in this video is that cut that goes through this big cylinder and this whatever you call it over on the side. Hey, please comment if you know what that should be called. Some kind of mounting hole? I don't know. Let me hit the P command, and let's create another sketch on the plane called front. Let me create my new sketch, and then right mouse click view normal to the sketch. And so for making that cut, I'm going to sketch a corner rectangle. And let's just start right at the origin. Let me change to translucent just to show you what I'll be cutting away. Where are you? Right in front of my head, my face. Translucent, let's go create a rectangle from here, and I'm going to exaggerate it out. Then to size this properly, let's go to a tangent constraint, make this tangent to there. And let's throw in a coincidence between this line and this. And everything is in black, no dimensions. Let's hit the check mark in order to complete. Let's hit the P to turn off the plane display, and let's rotate the model a little bit. And so for the final feature for this video, let's do an extrude. Let's select our sketch that we just created. And let's see, let's change this to symmetric. And let's change, I'm going to change the depth first just because I don't want like a whole bunch of material going away in the preview. And then remove, and let's see, let's call this, I'm going to call this my center cut. Again, just to make it a little bit more user-friendly. And then let's change out to back to our shaded with edges display mode. And so there we go, there we have it. And so that is all the geometry except for the rib. And again, I will cover that in the next video. Again, there's some really interesting stuff that ends up going on there. And I'll give you a preview. The next video is going to contain Onshape, SolidWorks, and Creo Parametric. Have a good one.